Hello, and welcome to Work Well with Stephanie Wolfe, brought to you by the Whole Food Health Coach, LLC, where we make your goals our goals, and you're never alone on your wellness journey. Experience the information, inspiration, and collaboration of our Coach in Your Corner partnership. My name is Stephanie Wolfe, and I'm a National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach and proud owner of the Whole Food Health Coach, now in its 9th year, and 5-time winner of the Best of Gwinnett Award in Endocrinology, Diabetes, and Metabolism Practices. Rachel, Sherry, and I invite you to visit WholeFoodHealthCoach.com to set up your 60-minute healthy living assessment. Our award-winning 3-phase program is changing lives. Work Well is brought to you weekly and is dedicated to your personal and professional health and wellness. I offer examples from my own life, health, marriage, family, and business. I share my research, my opinion, and my faith, designed to bring you compelling content, engaging challenges, and practical body, soul, and spirit support on your wellness journey. Work Well comes to you from my personal desire to live long and strong with passion and purpose, die of old age, and help others to do the same. From living rooms to boardrooms here on Business RadioX, you are listening to Work Well with Stephanie Wolfe. Today I'm going to share a funny story with you. It's called Death Row in Women's Prison. 3 women are about to be executed. One is a brunette, one is a redhead, and one is a blonde. The guard brings the brunette forward, and the executioner asks if she has any last requests. She says no, and the executioner shouts, "Ready, aim." Suddenly the brunette yells, "Earthquake!" Everyone is startled and throws themselves on the ground while she escapes. The guard brings the redhead forward, and the executioner asks if she has any less requests. She says no, and the executioner shouts, "Ready, aim." Suddenly the redhead yells, "Tornado!" Everyone is startled and looks around for cover while she escapes. But now the blonde has it all figured out. The guard brings her forward, and the executioner asks if she has any last requests. She says no, and the executioner shouts, "Ready, aim," and the blonde yells, "Fire!" Oh, sorry about that. I know there's nothing funny about being in a prison at all, especially facing execution. But let's just laugh anyway about that. So if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that every week I seek to offer you information and inspiration and give you a little laughter also along the way. And I encourage you to challenge yourself, change something, improve something, let go of something, pick up something, start something, restart something, or at least start a self-dialogue about the journey that you want to take. So in January, we started with new beginnings. In February, some heart health topics. In March, the marvelous marriage marathon with my husband, Jack. April was spring cleaning month. May, we talked women's health. June, we talked men's health. July was aging gracefully. I think I got the most comments about the whole thing in July and in March with my husband. And this month, we've been on a back-to-school theme, and especially personal development. So personal development, the actually definition is self-improvement, consisting of activities that develop a person's capabilities and potential. I think it's really empowering when we start working on ourselves. So it gives you the potential to do some things and enhance your quality of life and facilitate the realization of those dreams and aspirations that we all have. And I am joined today in the studio by 2 superstar coaches on the Whole Food Health Coach coaching team. So I mentioned them in the introduction, but today Rachel and Sherry are here live and in person. So our paths crossed at different times. Rachel joined the team in June of 2022, and Sherry's brand new to the team, but feels like it's been a long time because we've done a lot of work together already. Both have personal experiences and professional expertise, and I'm blessed to have them in my corner. And we are all 3 blessed to be in your corner. That's our theme today, is Coach in Your Corner partnership and why it's so powerful. So welcome, Rachel and Sherry.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Rachel. Hey, Stephanie. And hey, everybody out there. So great to be here today.
It's great to have you guys here. I know we share a lot together on a regular basis, and we're talking about things, but this is a little bit different. So we all know what we do and where we fit into everything that we are doing with our clients, but our audience doesn't. So we're going to take some time today, and we're going to talk about the what, the who, the how, the where, and the why of what we do as health coaches and how we're different. Because some people are like, well, why should I work with, who should I work with? Who does what? And we all share. So it's really not just, we don't feel there's any competition between us at all. And I love these two, and they've got so much to offer. So I'm stepping away from some of the things that I've been doing and stepping into some other things, which I'll tell you about later. So we're going to start with what is a health coach? And all three of us share something similar as far as our foundation in the nutritional side of what we do and how we do it. So we've all graduated from Dr. Sears Wellness Institute. So all of us received our initial certification through DSWI, which is Dr. Sears Wellness Institute. So if I shorten it up, everyone will know what I'm saying. So they offer several course options and specialties, including family health, primetime health, and pregnancy health. And the Institute also offers 3 levels of certification: CHC, which is Certified Health Coach, MCHC, which is Master Certified Health Coach, and DSWI is among the few accredited programs at that level to qualify coaches to actually take the proctored exam governed by the National Board of Medical Examiners. So there are certified health coaches from the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute providing valuable education in over 80 different countries around the world, thanks to Dr. William Sears, pediatrician, author of over 50 books. AskDrSears.com is one of my favorite places to tell parents to go for their information. He's known as America's pediatrician. So that's where I will just laid some groundwork for us so that we all understand what we're talking about today and what we've learned. So I'm going to start with Rachel, as Rachel is a certified health coach with Dr. Sears, and I'd love for her to tell her specific courses and the journey that she took to certification and what it is, what's different. What are you doing as a certified health coach?
So, being a certified health coach is something that I wasn't aware of prior to meeting Stephanie and having her first be my coach in my corner. It was very exciting to learn about that, learn about the profession. And as I went on my personal journey with Stephanie, I just kept falling more and more in love with what she was doing. And it just really aligned with my heart and my beliefs. And I was really excited to do it as well. And I was in a season when I needed a career change. And so it just fit perfectly. So it was something new. I had never heard of it before. I didn't know that it, like I said, I didn't know it was a thing. And so I started out with the basic course, which is the 6-week course where you get the foundations and nutrition and cover some of the bases as far as proteins and right carbs and all those important things that we need to know to help our clients and to come alongside our clients. And then I chose to focus on family health. That's a huge passion of mine. And I really like to come alongside families, come alongside moms in particular. And as we're trying to run our households and keep everyone healthy and keep everyone strong and ourselves healthy and strong at the same time. So it's really a passion of mine. And I love how the coaching, that's what it is. It's coaching. So if you think of any other coach in a sport or a voice coach or a music coach, right? They come alongside you as you're developing your skills, as you're learning, and they just kind of keep you along the path. They're right there alongside of you, walking with you. And so I just love doing that. I love doing that for my clients, and I learn every day with my clients as well. And it's just an exciting season for me to be doing that with clients and friends and loved ones, and just really walking alongside people and helping them grow healthy, strong families. And the motto I like to use is healthy me, because it has to start with me, healthy family, and healthy world. Because I really believe that as we create stronger individuals, healthier individuals. And when I say health, it's not just the physical health, and I know we'll talk more about that today, but healthy individuals, healthy families, we can create healthier communities and ultimately a healthier world.
We can tell why you're a busy health coach. I think that passion coming through is really key. It's passion and compassion, because coming alongside of our clients also means just walking with them through the ups and the downs. I mean, we're educating in some ways because we're providing the science-based information that you're talking about. Sometimes it's just back to basics, like you were talking about the carbs, the fats, the protein. And a lot of people don't really understand how those things fuel our bodies. And so those 7 weeks that you spend with them really helps to lay that foundation. And then they've got you to inspire them. And there's a certain amount of accountability that goes along with that as well, right, Rachel?
Yes. Those weekly check-ins are so important. And for me, when I started as a client, you've got that thought, like, it's almost like I have a quiz coming up or a test coming up, right? Or, things you have to work on because your coach is going to ask you about them next week. So that's so important. That's really huge.
And every session comes with some follow-up homework. So we call it heart work because it's not necessarily, physical activity type things. It's more digging inside, asking some of those questions that maybe a lot of clients don't necessarily ask themselves unless someone says, hey, where have you been? Where are you now? And where do you want to go? And how can I help? That's a little bit about what we do. Thank you, Rachel. That was super clear. We'll come back to some other questions with you in a little bit. But right now I'm turning my attention to Sherry Davis. And she is a master certified health coach. And so I'd love for her to share what her schooling and what was required and anything she wants to share with us about being a master certified health coach.
Sure, that's great, Stephanie. I'd love to share that. So I too, like Rachel, have been through the health coach training, and Dr. Sears Wellness Institute has provided such great in-depth courses and training on so many things over the past year. So just to give a little bit of background, I came into health coaching after a season of being a fitness coach. And so I got to work with a lot of people on the exercise component of wellness, but then really wanted to expand that into the whole person health because I realized that exercise is really just one part of it, and learning to fuel your body well as take pay attention to your lifestyle and your mental health as well. All of those are pillars of health that work hand in hand to give a person whole body health. And so as I began to look for ways to incorporate this into my training and coaching with people, that's how I landed on health coaching and Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, as well as working here with Stephanie. And so the training I feel like I've received from them has been really invaluable. I've learned how all of those pillars of health, the lifestyle, exercise, attitude, nutrition, really intertwine with each other to give that person the whole wellness. But it also showed me how a deficit in one of those areas or all of those areas really is going to hinder a person's overall health and well-being. I got to learn so many statistics about how 133 million Americans are suffering from one or more chronic health conditions, and 1 in 3 adults are obese and 1 in 6 children. And so these things really burdened me. It's sad to know that 75% of all diseases are preventable, but the good news, as Stephanie likes to tell all the time, is that 75% of all diseases are also preventable. So it's been just a joy to learn about how do we really prevent those things. My training for the last year, so as I began expanding more into health coaching, it has really been a full year of self-development for me. I've spent countless hours doing live in-person trainings and studying and working with clients and volunteers and expanding my knowledge on all things nutrition and health and I've learned so much. So some of the specifics about the master's program, which is what you asked, is that through the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, first, we do have a great opportunity there that so many other organizations do not dive into, and that is being trained in various life stages. So just like Rachel, I've been trained in families where, we learn to help families develop healthy habits. But I've also got my training in adults and seniors, which was the prime time that she mentioned, and then pregnancy as well. So with the adults and seniors, I've learned how to empower adults with information that's going to sharpen their thinking. It's going to boost their energy, prevent age-related diseases, and take charge of their health. Through pregnancy, I've learned how to guide pregnant and new moms toward healthy pregnancy and babies, and a smooth delivery and recovery and optimal pre and postnatal nutrition practices. So I really feel like I have the capabilities now to work with people of all ages, young all the way through the elderly, as well as, educating so that new babies can come into the world and have a great first start to their life. So as I said, it's been a year-long process for me. And, in addition to being trained in these specialty areas, all three of them, I continued that self-development into a master certified health coach in health and wellness. So that encompassed, like I said, lots of studying, live classes, research, participating in interactive trainings. It was a 6-month process, and a lot of work went into it. And I learned a lot about the psychology of health coaching, also the psychology of behavior change, which is so important. And I have the knowledge and skills now to provide comprehensive guidance and support to the clients that I work with. And all of this comes from an evidence-based coaching method. I mean, that's so important, I think, for everybody to hear, is that we didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm a health coach, and throw that hat on. Like, we all have a lot of training. We are a trained, skilled professionals who have done a lot of hard work so that we can provide individuals with quality care and information so that they can go farther down that road on their health journey and be the person and have the health that they want to have. So in addition to all that training and the psychology of coaching and psychology of behavior change, I also got to spend a lot of time working through and understanding more advanced health and wellness topics. So that had to be things like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, arthritis, respiratory, digestive diseases, and the list seriously goes on and on. And so now that I'm master certified, it also means that I have that rigorous training Stephanie was talking about earlier to be able to sit now for the national board. And I'm excited to be working toward that for spring of 2024. So I'm just going to keep learning and growing so that I can better help individuals out there on their wellness journey.
All right. So thank you, Sherry. That's awesome. I appreciate that. You guys are really making a clear picture of all of the things that really line the, our listeners' minds with what it is we do. We don't, I love that Sherry said, we don't just throw a hat on, and call ourselves a health coach. And I think a lot of times we don't, we don't have, the backgrounds that people think we have. Sometimes they think that we've just always been super healthy and super eating clean. And, we've always, been on top of all of these things, and we really haven't. So there's all kinds of ways that we are able to help our clients, and those are just a few of them. So I love the thoughts of being back to basics and, helping people develop on their path, where they're going and what they want to achieve, and having the passion and compassion to walk with them, but also knowing that we've got the tools in the tool bag. And Sherry adequately shared with us those tools. And so I love that. Thank you for that. So for me, as a national board certified health and wellness coach, what basically is what Sherry was talking about, and the foundation that we've all have with the DSWI programs. So certified health coach is considered a wellness authority and supportive mentor who motivates individuals to cultivate positive health choices. And that was what I used to say all the time when I first became a certified health coach. And we educate and support our clients to achieve the goals that they have through lifestyle and behavior adjustments, whatever that looks like for them. Sometimes it's helping them to keep doing the things that they are doing that are working for them. And then other times it's adapting new habits and challenging them in some way. So as a national board board certified health and wellness coach, it means that I'm also certified health coach, master certified health coach, and took the leap into the board certification through the Board of Medical Examiners. So my husband always says it like that. She's national board certified through the Board of Medical Examiners. And the reason that we stress that is because a lot of times people don't understand. It's still a fairly new part of the health and wellness profession. And yet we are seeing transformation across the board, whether it's individuals or small groups or even in the medical world. There's all kinds of things that we've done over the past years to make this profession known. And this is just one more thing that we're doing to make it known. So Sherry mentioned some of it, but I'll touch on this too. 1.6 billion adults worldwide are obese, and 366 million have diabetes. So those numbers are big, and that is only one of the diseases actually that we help people deal with or prevent. I mean, we try prevention, as much as we can, obviously. And someone who's already been diagnosed in that way is, having to make some adjustments. And sometimes those adjustments are hard. So as a board certified health and wellness coach, doctors and physicians alike of all different kinds of physicians can refer us under the board certification with their clients who are facing those chronic conditions. And so if I've got a client who's dealing with diabetes or just got a diagnosis of cardiovascular disease or some other chronic condition, then I can come alongside of the physician as well as the patient and help that patient to achieve the goals that they're wanting to achieve with their health and wellness, because there are a lot of things that can be adjusted and addressed with food and exercise and attitude. Our mental health is really important too, and that's where wellness coaching comes in. We all provide that as coaches here at this table. So it's not just nutrition coaching or fitness instruction. We are helping people's mindsets to change, to become have a growth mindset. So that's what makes me just a little bit different than the other two. But we are all very capable, and these two are taking on a lot more of Whole Food Health Coach business because they have the qualifications and the certifications to do that. So I'm leaning more into coaching other coaches through my secondary job, which is the coach2coach.com. So helping coaches develop their own businesses and reach their goals is what I want to do for them. And then, I do a lot of the corporate work. So corporate wellness programs and those kind of things that I develop. And then we use them all as a team, but they're all creators too at this table. So I'm sure we're going to be doing more of that. And then, of course, mental health therapists that utilize our services as well, because they can do so much about healing the traumas of the past and really helping people get over those things in their life that are holding them back. And then we come alongside of them and help them to move forward in their decisions. And behavior modification happens first in the mind, and then it translates into our actions. Right, ladies?
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. So let's move into who needs us and why. And I know that, we've listed the numbers and all those things, but I'm sure on everybody's mind is, well, do I need a health coach? And so tell me what you think, Rachel.
Well, if I could answer that in one word, I would say everyone. And I can say that from experience because I considered myself someone that was really into health and wellness and trying to keep myself and my kids and my family healthy. And I was doing as much research and studying as I could and trying to do all the right things and following all those suggestions that pop up on Facebook and Instagram all the time. And now we're going this way. And then we were low fat, but now we're low carb. And now we're no carb and no fat. And so what really got my attention when I started having a coach in my corner was I didn't know what I thought I knew. And I love, Stephanie, when you say you don't know what you don't know until you know it.
That's right.
And that's really how I felt. And then all I could think of was all my mom friends and my own family members and everyone that was just kind of being strung along by all the fads out there. And I was just like, we got to do a better job at this. We really need to provide the correct education, the correct inspiration as well, right? But I love how we learn through the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute about right carbs and right fats and right proteins, right? And there's a lot of that because that lends to the understanding that there is a wrong way as well. And so it's not just about losing weight, although losing weight is a great result of being healthy and taking care of yourself. And I think we can all sit here and say that all of our clients have lost weight through the program. But really, I have clients, like I said, I like to work with families. I like to specialize with families. So we have young families, young moms, but I've had males, females, adults, and even the prime time age clients. So really, we can all benefit from having a coach in our corner and just really helping us sift through all those fads and those trends and find the correct and the right science-based information about how the food we eat and the things that we do on a daily basis affect our bodies, our minds, our emotions, our hormones, and that's so important.
Nice. Yes. All right, Sherry.
Wow, I think Rachel summed that up awesome. And absolutely everybody needs a health coach. And so I think just to add on to what she said, because it's hard to add a whole lot to what she's already shared, but really anybody out there who is ready for change, you might need us. If you're looking and you need or you want accountability, perhaps you're needing some help identifying some misinformation. There's so much out there with fad diets and new exercise trends, and perhaps you're just looking for that individualized approach. You might need help overcoming barriers or don't even realize you have barriers. And so working with a health coach really could help you identify some things that are, hindering your ability to move forward in your health and wellness. And you had no idea that that barrier was even there. Perhaps you're just somebody seeking some long-lasting change, or you've had difficulty following your doctor's advice. So often the doctor hands you advice. You need to go and do this. You need to lose weight, or you need to have a healthier diet, but you just don't know where to start or what to do. We can certainly help you with that. And maybe you're somebody who is trying to tackle a habit that's undermining your health and wellness, and you know it's a habit that you have, but you don't quite know how to get past it or what you need to focus on. So we can certainly come alongside you and walk you through that process and teach you some wonderful health and wellness tools along the way. And maybe you're just a person like Rachel said, who was looking to improve your own health and wellness. Like you're doing good, but you want to get better and stay committed to that journey for your own self and family.
Recently, when the three of us met, we were talking about how we bridge the gap, right? Yep. And we kind of, I think as health coaches, we come into that gap that is between where I am today and where I want to be. And so whether you just got, like Stephanie said, a health diagnosis and you want to be healthier, or you don't want that disease to progress, or you want to slow it down, how do I get there? Or maybe you're an athlete that wants to get better at what you do. Or maybe you're a young mom and you want to have a healthy family. So there's that gap there between where I am today and where I want to go. And so as I was thinking about that as a health coach, I really think that gap, we come in with helping you with some goal setting and some action steps and some forward progress. Nice. Some the process of moving forward.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. I'm so excited to have you on the team, and all the things that you're sharing are really making me motivated in my mind as well. There's so many people who need us, and I love the answer everyone, because that's the way I look at it too. We could all benefit in some way from having a health coach. All right, so let's move on to how do we do what we do? And I'm just going to turn it over to you guys because I want to hear what you're saying. They've heard enough from me over the years.
Well, I will say we've learned from the best as we've had you as our health coach. But in all honesty, the program that you developed, the individual coaching program, is something that I know you worked hard on and you developed over time, and you've used it with many clients in your 8 years as a health coach. And as I walked through that program as a client and really week by week learned all this amazing information that I didn't know about health, about wellness, about lifestyle, exercise, my attitude, my mindset, and of course, nutrition as well. As we went through that program, now being able to go through it with my clients, right? So having gone through it, now I'm a coach that can walk alongside people as they walk through it. But the program is amazing. The information, the quality of the material that we get to use, but really we start out with a healthy living assessment. And then we move into a 7 weeks of just really covering those basics. So we'll talk a lot about the macronutrients, right? So the proteins and the carbs and fats and just how all that works together in our bodies. But really, it's a phenomenal program, and it's really great to go with our clients through that.
Step by step.
Yes.
Yes, like Rachel said, that healthy living assessment, that's the first step in this 7-week program. And this is such an important step because this is where we get to know you, the client. We get to learn about what your specific needs and your goals are so that we can create that individual plan that's going to be centered around the clean concepts, that we're talking about here. The full program, the individual coaching program, is a clean living series. It starts out with the 7 weeks with this healthy living assessment. And then we spend the next 6 weeks really diving into all that information Rachel was just talking about with the healthy fats and grains and powering up with protein. And we even dive into beverages because that's such a big, important thing that a lot of people just aren't aware of, I think. Mm-hmm. Of course, water is important, but think about the other things that you're putting in your body. You have no idea the ingredients that are in some of these drinks that are being wrongly advertised as healthy for you, especially to sports individuals who are consuming them on a regular, daily, multiple times a day basis. Yeah. And we love being able to dive in and really educate you on things that you've probably been misinformed about. And then as a part of that 7-week program, then it leads on to the next phase. There's different phases throughout this. So if you want to continue on in that process, then we dive into 6 more weeks of understanding all the body systems like your endocrine system, immune system, stress management, happy hormones, sleep, anxiety. A lot of that's going to be tailored to what you're needing as the client because everybody is individual. And that's part of that healthy living assessment where we begin to really learn what is it that you need to help you be successful and to be your best self and to be healthy and whole. We come along and we want to empower you for better control and better confidence. And so we do that through your education. We provide you with healthy meal suggestions, recipes, customized for you based on the numbers that you've given us, whether it's your weight, your cholesterol, blood pressure, sugar, inflammation might be something you're dealing with or don't even realize you're dealing with.
That's true.
Just in general, we're offering you that comprehensive plan to come alongside you and just be your partner.
I love that. A partner in the process. I think that's what we have been missing. There, like you both have been sharing, like a lot of times precious doctors and precious nutritionists and registered dietitians do the best they can to hand a patient an information page about how this can help reduce inflammation or eat this, not that, or any of those other kinds of things. And yet having a partner to do it with you makes all the difference because it is hard to make changes and change is hard. It takes courage, but it takes more than just courage. It really is, an abundance of time and money. You're chopping, and, and some people like don't want to make the change because they think that that's just too much work, or I don't have the time for this or that. And I always say, if you don't take time, time can take you. And so we've all got to understand the benefits of making these adjustments. And I wanted us to share a few of our testimonials from some of our clients. So if you have some handy, we will look at them. I'm going to share just a couple of mine, and then we'll let you guys share them too, because I think it's exciting for other people to hear what's been said to us from our clients. Sometimes totally unsolicited. I've gotten some; those are the best kind, right? I love to ask. It's like, okay, what's it meant to you? Or at the end of our program, we actually I designed a evaluation form where each of our clients can evaluate their work on themselves over the 8 weeks, but also our work with them and our program. And that way they can honestly tell us, here's some things that worked well for me, or here's some things that didn't work as well, which obviously everybody's all different. So not everything works the same for everyone, but we've got lots of tools to pull from our tool belt, and we'll see what's needed. But the unsolicited, testimonials are pretty cool too. So this is one that I got a while back. I feel so championed. I loved that word. And that's why I share this one. I feel so championed by Stephanie in this experience. I started meeting with Stephanie consistently, and she gave some dates and information, but I had just started my health journey by joining a local gym. I knew right then that it was going to take more to stick to my to get results. I'm happy to say that through Stephanie's encouragement to stay consistent in moving my body and choosing healthier food options, I've lost 15 pounds and also gaining muscle. While my journey is still ongoing, I am grateful to have a sustainable, healthy lifestyle that makes me feel strong. Another word I loved. I didn't do a crash diet. I didn't find a quick fix. I've had to take the time and put in the work to see the lasting results. Now working out and eating healthy is a normal part of my daily routine. The experience has made me stronger physically, emotionally, and mentally. That meant the world to me. I just loved it.
That's really great, Stephanie. Well, I'd love to share a little bit about my experience, but then I also have an experience from another person. So just to give a little bit of context to my own experience, when I made the decision to expand my coaching from fitness to whole person health, I began looking for that mentor in the field of health coaching. And Stephanie really was that godsend to me. And it's been a wonderful journey over the past year. She has been so successful in her business as a health coach. And I've just heard so many stories and testimonies from your clients about how you've walked with them in their health journey, all the successes that they've seen. Just listen back to the podcast over the last year. I mean, you're going to be truly inspired by the people that have been touched by Stephanie and all of her gifts. And I want to be able to have that same kind of impact. So I was really excited when you took me under the wing to personally walk me through phase 1 of the individual coaching program so that I can see what it'd be like going through it as a client. I had already learned a lot during my certification trainings and really just even in my background, but this experience gave me that new perspective of struggles that our clients are going to face as they try to implement these changes. And they're going to have lots of questions, just like I had questions. And so it was invaluable to be able to walk through it and learn new things, because every time you dive into something, you're going to learn something new. You're always learning, and we all should be creatures that want to obtain more and more knowledge, because as we grow and learn more, we get to benefit from that. So I've always been fairly clean eater, but walking through this process, I learned a lot of new things. I began trying to do new things as well, like eating more organic foods, eating less processed foods, and being more mindful of the ingredients in the things that I'm eating. But in addition to that, it really encouraged me to teach my family healthy living principles, not just place it in front of them, but why was I placing that food in front of them? Why was it a healthy choice? And so even though the process of change is hard, I've been able now to see the fruits of that with my own family. So let's see, I was thinking about how my son, I have a college son who is really focused on fitness. But this summer, he started leaning into cooking and eating real foods on his own, choosing to do that. And
Go mom.
I know, and less processed foods to see him make those choices. And he was able to comment about how he felt the difference in his mind and his body, and especially with his workouts. My high school daughter, so I have older kids, and so I'm not so much at a point where I can just say, hey, you have to eat this. Like, it's more about teaching them, why do we eat this, and then help them make these choices. I can't make it for them so much anymore. I'm not going to always be around them, as they make the choices. So my daughter has an admitted sweet tooth. And but what I've noticed lately is that she's starting to toss the extra sugar so that she won't be tempted to come back and eat more. So let's say she does have that cookie, then she wants to throw the rest of them in the trash, and so she's not going to be tempted. And I want to celebrate that because it's the little steps, and encourage it, because as coaches, we're not expecting perfection. We're looking to be here to help you progress one step at a time. We don't expect you to hit the finish line at at your first session with us. This weekend, my husband and my daughter went to the grocery store, and they came home with healthy foods. They came home with pineapple salad, grapes, eggs, instead of like chips and cookies.
Awesome.
And they did it on their own. They were like, "You're going to be so proud of the snacks we brought home today." I wasn't there. I didn't give them a list. It was totally their choice. And I really celebrated that with them. So,
That's lovely.
Anyway, that's kind of my story. I don't want to take up too much time. I can share my next one, or I can come back to it. What do y'all say?
Let's come back to it.
Okay.
I'll have Rachel share one of her testimonials, and we're going to end with testimonials. So I think there'll be plenty of time. I'm just keeping an eye on the clock there.
This one comes from a client. Well, I need to pause for a second because I just want to say I love all my clients, and I've had great times with everyone, and they all make me so proud. I have one particular client that she takes everything I teach her and she just takes it to the next level. So we were talking about Greek yogurt and the importance of Greek yogurt and how to choose a healthy Greek yogurt. Well, she learned how to make her own Greek yogurt. And yes, I know. And just stuff like that is fun. And just watching people, like you said, I love what you said, Sherry. It's not about perfection. It's not about just checking all the boxes and doing all the right things and adding all the right things to your grocery cart. It's really about the steps that you take every day that are going to take you on a healthier journey. So some of my clients have started out at a healthier point, and so they've seen results a little faster as far as their whole health. And I have other clients that we might be meeting for a little longer, and we might be walking together a little longer, but that's just great because we get to know each other a little better. But I'm so proud of all of them and the goals that they have achieved. But this mom in particular, I'm really proud of her because this was a big challenge. She has 2 children with special needs, and they were not eating anything at all. And she was having a really hard time getting them to eat. And so we just kept trying different things and smoothies, and then freezing the smoothies and making popsicles out of we were just doing all kinds of things just to meet these children and their needs and their sensory needs and their food aversions. And so she wrote, "I really liked coaching with Rachel. It changed my point of view about what my family really needs. We changed the way we buy groceries, and we learned how important it is for everybody to eat healthy." And that's because one of the things I had to help her with as a mom was that they needed to see her eating healthy things.
Oh.
And that as she was eating her healthy things, she needed to talk about why that was healthy and how good that was.
Great
and that
idea.
She loved eating her carrots because they were really going to keep her eyes healthy and strong. And so things like that we talked a lot about. And so she said, "I'm so excited to continue this path. It's not easy." And I can say, especially for her, it wasn't easy. It was a challenge, but we were there together, and we tried different things together. She says it is a lot of work, but it's a need, not a luxury. We choose to be healthy, and with a little help, it became a little easier. Thank you, Rachel. See you on our next step.
I love it. I love it. All right, Sherry, you have another one there?
Yeah, this is a short one. So
Yeah,
I
it's
had
fine.
someone who chose to go all in as an experiment for a couple of weeks, eating only the fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and limited grains. They chose not to do any processed foods. And what I loved about this, first off, it was an experiment, because I think sometimes we want to think we're thinking we are going to make this step, but it's like a full-time commitment forever. And sometimes when we look at things that way, it just feels too overwhelming, too daunting, and you just throw your hands up and don't even take the first step. Yep. And so this person thought of it more as an experiment because it helped them feel like it was doable. It was a starting point. It felt less like that long-term commitment and a little less scary. But honestly, it was also because initially they weren't really buying into whether diet would even make a difference with some of the struggles that they were having. Wow. So for them, this was their first step. And I supported that and talked to them and coached them through the different types of foods to eat to help them in this experiment. And at the end of that, there was enough noticeable difference for this person to make the connection between food and mental and physical health. They experienced real tangible benefits. Their depression, anxiety, their brain fog were all improved, and their energy levels had increased. And so now they were in this position with this new realization that, wow, okay, I see the connections. And so it's become now more about they're in a little less controlled environment. So they're having to work through the process of, how to really make it fit into their real life, how to make this a lasting change, not just an experiment anymore. And so that's where the tools and the education from this individual coaching program is so valuable, because now they're in that position to start taking step-by-step learning, the education behind these decisions, how to start implementing them. And they have me as their coach in their corner to motivate them and to provide that weekly accountability so that it becomes a lifestyle and no longer an experiment.
Wow. We should just end there. I've got a couple more things to say, but that was just so profound. I love that for your client. And we all have so many different stories like that. I'm trying to pull out some that I think, bring a different perspective. But one of them that I got says, I have truly enjoyed my time with you over the last year. I knew that I needed to create space for taking care of myself. Isn't that's really what we do. Sometimes we just hold that space, that 1 hour that we're with them where they finally stop all the other things that we're doing for other people. But anyway, I love that piece. And then she goes on to say, but I didn't have the accountability that I needed to do so. You helped me to remember that I am worth taking care of and that I can only fill others' cups as I fill my own. I am less stressed and overwhelmed because of the new habits that you have helped me to create and sustain. I have definitely benefited from our time together. And then there's others that, talk about numbers and dropping, BMI and all that kind of stuff. And we can go on and on about those kind of things. But I'm just going to end with this last one. This is the most recent one, and I just got it this week. So I was like, oh, that just is so beautiful. It came from a husband whose wife was going through breast cancer. And so I was with their them as a couple, I guess, through the entire process. But he says, good morning. I've been meaning to tell you, in addition to all that you and Jack have done for my wife and I, as we have faced her cancer, the nutritional change has been amazing. I feel much better, and I've lost nearly 15 pounds myself. I just wanted to let you know how positive it's been for me. Mm-hmm. So when we do make these adjustments in people's lives or help them to make those adjustments in their life, it affects not just them, but their entire family.
It does.
All right, so keeping an eye on the time, but I do want you to share just a closing thought with us. So anything that is still lingering in your mind and you're thinking, I still want to say this. So who wants to start?
Well, we talked a lot here about making changes, and we shared some of our testimonies, and making those kind of changes and buying the healthy food, the grapes and the pineapple, those are changes that we have to make so that we can eat less of the processed foods, like you say all the time, stop eating crap, and really dive more into the whole healthy foods that our bodies really need. And But I have my heart set on, because I'm a busy mom. You're a busy mom too, Sherry. And we've been...
I'm not a busy mom.
We've been through those stages where, bunch of kids, bunch of sports. And then, like you said, they're a little older now and making decisions for themselves. But things need to be simple and they need to be sustainable. And that's important to me as I meet with my clients. So we don't have these unrealistic goals and shopping lists and all these, things that you have to just completely change your entire life around eating well. That will be a process. That will be something we work towards together. But I really, to me, I know a lot of people use the KISS acronym for a couple of different things, but I use it for keep it simple and sustainable.
Yeah.
Because it can't just work for just the 7 weeks or the 18 weeks that we're together. It needs to work for the long haul. It needs to be a life change that's sustainable, that I can continue living this way, because we love you and we love walking with you, but it's not a marriage. It's not till death do us part.
Yeah.
We need to make space in our schedule for new clients, right? So we want to help you and then send you on your way to do it yourself and keep moving forward towards your goals and your family's goals. So simple and sustainable is important to me in my coaching.
Thank you, Rachel.
That's great, Rachel. Yes. Just like you said, our process really is different. It's not about giving anybody out there a quick fix. We want to help you make sustainable, lasting changes to your overall health and your well-being. We want to give you those tools to lay a strong foundation so that you can lead the life-giving changes in all aspects of your life, not just nutrition. That's why we move into the whole clean concept, so that we can touch every area of your life, because every area of your life is going to affect your overall wellness. Just remember, life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And we talked a lot about that today. But one thing I've learned is you will never see the changes you want if you're not willing to make one yourself. To see change, sometimes you have to make a choice to just say yes and then start. Take that first step in the process, just like the person who needed to do an experiment as their first step to even see if they were willing to start committing to making changes. Because I believe everybody can achieve optimal wellness if they're given the right tools. And we are here. We have so much extensive training and we have so many tools to give you. So whether you're looking to improve your energy level, learn proper nutrition, manage a chronic condition, or maybe you just simply want to feel better in your own skin, then I really want to encourage you to reach out so that Stephanie, Rachel, myself can guide you on the path to achieving your goals.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel and Sherry. I am excited to have you on the team and just to be a part of your life and your family's life. It's been exciting for me too. And as you know, we could go on and on sharing, our achievements and successes that we've watched with other people. I know we love our clients and we work hard on that partnership. We believe in our clients, and that's why we call it the Coach in Your Corner. I think everybody needs somebody in their corner that believes in them and stands with them. And that's what Coach in the Corner and Coach in Your Corner means. And that's why we established that years ago. So you've been listening to Work Well with Stephanie Wolfe, brought to you by the Whole Food Health Coach LLC, where we make your goals our goals, and you're never alone on your wellness journey. For information about our corporate wellness programs, virtual classes, or our individual coaching programs, you can go to wholefoodhealthcoach.com. Our coaching is available virtually anywhere in the country. And that was where we were going to get to the how do we do this, or where do we do it? And we do it anywhere we're asked. So I do encourage you to give us a call and check in with us. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how beneficial the messages that I've shared and that we've shared on these podcasts have helped you or encouraged you in some way. We love cards and letters and testimonials. Emails are fine too. Skywriting if you want to, as long as it's not a windy day. But we'd love to hear from you. Recommendations on LinkedIn goes a long way as well. So wishing you well today. I'm Stephanie, Rachel, and Sherry. So we are wishing you well personally and professionally. See you next week live or on your favorite podcast channel. Until then, choose life.